My top boss, did you know that a home can run entirely on direct current? After connecting the negative to the charge controller, finally we connect the positive. So now my top boss, we have connected DC directly. So the DC is powering the lights. Connect it like that. When we want to connect our phone to charge, can definitely plug it in. And what do we have? Have the phone already starting to charge. Is this really possible? Is that really practical? Today, my top boss, I have a charge controller. I have a solar panel. I also have a 12-volt battery. With the use of a solar panel and a charge controller connected to a battery, in this case, a 12 volts battery, we can actually give an output that is DC and we can connect that to our load. In this case, we have these three bulbs that we will be connecting in this setup today. What's more, we will also be charging a phone, my top boss, and we will be using this DC adapter. It is fed by 12 volts stroke 24. What does that mean? That actually converts 12 volts all the way to 5 volts. This is the amount of charge that is required with a phone, my top boss. So 12 volts or 24 volt. But again, what does that mean? Connecting 12 volts to this plug or connecting 24 volts, it means that it can be able to withstand those voltages that will be fed either a 12 volt or a 24 volt in order for it to give an output of 5 volts, which is required to charge a mobile phone or a tablet. Another important thing, my top boss will also be talking about charging a laptop. Did you know that you can charge a laptop from a DC source without necessarily using an inverter? By connecting this charger, it will give an output which, by the way, if you didn't know, is 19.5 volts. Now, a battery, especially the one that we'll be using in this case, is actually a 12 volt. And then it will give us an output of 19.5, which the laptop requires as the input to be able to charge. Now, my top boss, in the comment section, let me know what is this process that is able to turn 12 volt all the way to 19.5 for this laptop to be able to charge. My top boss, if you are ready for our today's lesson, smash that like button. And by the way, if you have not subscribed to our channel, click on that subscribe if this is what you like doing. So my top boss will start by connecting the battery to this charge controller. Now, we will be using this cable here that I have already connected to this. Before we connect, remember, you might connect at this point, and then by the time that you're hooking it to this charge controller, it short circuits, meaning it will damage our battery. So before we do that, we start by connecting the charge controller. Taking this blue line to be the negative, on this battery, we definitely insert it right there. Remember, those are the center terminations, so we will definitely be doing that. Simply tighten. So normally the procedure is to start connecting the battery before you can connect your solar panel, and then connect the positive all the way in. After connecting it, it is the positive. You ensure that it goes all the way inside, just like that, before we can screw it. So definitely that is what we have the positive going in and then the negative, and confirm if everything is tightly done. After that, you can notice that even if we short circuit, this is still not powered, so we are still very safe. Now we will start with the negative. Connect it all the way. Remember, this is a 12 volt battery, and I am very safe connecting it like so. Finally, we connect the positive, and already our charge controller has powered on, indicating the voltage. So we need to ensure that we tighten the screw. Why is it important to ensure that it is tightly connected? So that once we connect the solar panel, we ensure that if this were to come loose, the solar panel or the voltage from the panel will not destroy the charge controller. All right. So now that we have connected like that, we want to test, can it give an output to our bulbs? So let us connect our bulbs or our load. All right. So now my top boss having connected our battery, and with our connection right here, the lighting will definitely connect the load at this point, also ensuring that we connect it correctly. So you have the positive, we'll connect it right there together with the positive that feeds our output for charging. All right. So the positive, the brown, as well as the red for the lighting, make sure that it is hooked inside, and then we screw it. So we have connected it like so. For the negative, we connect it like that, and also blue and black. So insert them inside there, then still tighten. So now my top boss, we have these 3 bulb holders, and then we have the connection for our charger. So we connect it like that. But now, one last thing, as you can see, the screen indicates that the battery is too low. We then connect our solar panel. So now my top boss, this is from the solar panel, and we have just demonstrated that it is with a voltage right there. All right. Now that our solar panel is inside, you can go ahead and connect it. So we start with the neutral as directed by our top boss Margaret. Connect it inside there, then simply go ahead and screw, and finally the positive shall attach like that. Hmm? And as you can see, there is a sun indication, meaning it is charging our battery right there. So we'll probably give it some time before we can activate our lights here. So now my top boss, what we have here is the solar coming in, and that is why we have PV, photovoltaic. The battery, as you can see, is already charging, and this arrow indicates the output from the charge controller, meaning the solar is connected, the battery is connected because the battery is on, and then the load has an output because we can see that this light here is on. That is the indication of a load output from our charge controller. So it is giving us a DC. When we want to definitely check on the output on the load, we definitely use that. So positive and positive on the load, we get 13.2. The battery itself, we take it, it is 13.2. And then the solar feeding our charge controller 13.3 or 13.2. So the phone, if we want to test it again, we'll simply connect it like that. And what you can see is that light right there. And then when we want to connect our phone to charge, we can definitely plug it in. And what do we have? Have the phone already starting to charge. It is at 80%, right? So our phone is charging. Now my top boss, we want to test our lighting right here. Remember, our bulbs are DC or direct current. So DC 12 volts at 7 watts. So this is what we are using. If we were to use AC bulbs, they will definitely not work because this is a DC output, right? So remember, DC has polarity. So if you connect it like so and it is not turning on, you have to interchange like that so that it can be able to light. The good thing about these bulbs, they are protected. So if you are to connect them in the opposite direction, that means connecting the negative to the positive of the bulb, it will not work, so that it is protected. For others, if you were to connect that without a protection inside the bulb, it will definitely blow up. They are protected and they have a diode inside to ensure that one direction of charge only flowing through them. What is the name of that diode, which is usually included in a circuit to ensure that current flows in only one direction? Top boss answer. Right. So we have that. So this is from our charge controller, my top bosses. So now my top boss, we have connected DC directly. So the DC is powering the lights. We have also seen that indeed the DC can also charge the phone, my top boss, as we have already demonstrated. So this is very, very important, because if you want to power your house using DC only, you can as well do the same. But remember, this is only for demonstration purposes only. For you to carry out electrical installations, ensure that you are authorized to do that in your country or in your region. Remember, electricity is dangerous, can harm or even kill. This is only for education and general knowledge purposes only. We shall not be liable as top heights electricals and electricians or top boss electricals in case you go ahead and perform these and any danger happens to you. Thank you so much, my top boss, for watching our today's video, and I hope you have gained value. If this video has helped you learn a thing or two, smash that like button. And top boss, if you are not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and click subscribe. Goodbye for now.